welcome to Lancashire County Council's Early Years Professional Development Centre. This is a short video aimed at those settings who may not have been here before and like to find out a little bit more about what we offer. Through this video, we'll explore the environment and the opportunities within each of those environments for you to take away and implement within your setting. The Early Years Professional Development Centre provides a crucial role for us as the central hub of the work that we do, the support and training we provide to our early years sector, and most importantly, as a place to connect, share and learn with each other and with all of you. Here at the centre we provide a range of training and networking opportunities, resources and materials to explore, and to showcase our learning environment, which we're going to explore in a little bit more detail. There are rich opportunities to learn and reflect on, ideas and concepts to input into your own setting, which will help you to support children to develop and make progress.
Stephanie Barker, one of the Childcare Development Officers, and I'm going to give you a little tour of the baby room. So I'm going to start with the big display that we've got here, and this term we've decided to do milestone moments. So the display board is split into 3 sections, focusing on 0 to 1 years, 1 to 2 years and 2 to 3 years. So when you next come to the centre, you'll be able to scan some of the QR codes, which will give you a little bit of information on some physical activities for the children in that age band, and it will also link to some of the milestone moments from the Birth to 5 Matters. So we chose the Birth to 5 Matters this time because it's got quite an in-depth knowledge of the child development, and we thought that might be useful for you. This part of the room we've decided to set up to focus on tummy time. So tummy time is really important for children of this age because it helps them develop those small muscles which will help them when they're starting to sit up and crawl. So we've used a hoop here and we've got lots of different interesting bits. We've got some bells on here, we've got some teddies. You could even use some comforters that the children know and recognise to try and promote that physical development and get them on the tummies. And as you can see in the middle, we've picked out some of the key messages. So it talks about providing lots of engaging opportunities for tummy time. And it's really crucial that your staff know the importance of tummy time and how it can help your babies develop. So this space in the development centre is aimed at the 2 to 3 year olds. So the display here looks at the core provision for babies, toddlers and 2-year-olds, so encompassing 0 to 3. So it talks about a place for relaxation, a place for being active and a place to relax. So there's just some little key notes here for your indoor and your outdoor and your learning environment. So these are really good to look at when you do next come to the centre and make notes and take some pictures of them as well so that you can take those key messages back to the practitioners in your setting. So this part of the area we've got malleable play, and we've got lots of different things here, lots of different benefits of malleable play and some lovely little images displaying how malleable play can be used. So in particular here we're looking at dough. So this really helps children with the fine motor development, and it's a really open-ended experience for children, dough, because they can add their own resources, you can use lots of loose parts and they can express their own interests and in a really unique way and be really creative. So you can see in this image here that the children have decided to add little matchsticks and created a little hedgehog. So that's picking up from things that they've seen when they're out and about in their environment. So we've just put a few things out here. So we've got some different types of mashers, we've got a whisk and some wooden spoons. Things like this are really good for the children to be able to push down on the dough so it develops those little muscles in the hands which will help them later in life when they're learning to write. So children between the ages of 2 and 3 are increasingly confident at holding and using and manipulating objects. So using malleable dough helps children to expand on those skills in order to develop the fine little muscles in the hands. So down here we've got lots of different things to roll, some things to press again, but they're all very open-ended. Some of them make marks. You've got your measure here for capacity and a little space down here for the children to mix their own. So we've got some flour and you can add some water and some little mixing bowls for them. And it's always good to add some objects that they would see in the home, so some recipe books. And this pestle and mortar is a great little thing to add for the children because it really encourages them to push down and mix, and they can actually see it changing in front of their own eyes. So that's fantastic for them. So over here we've got the mark making area. We've got some sand here for the children to make finger marks in. You can add things like feathers. We've got sticks and things down here. Lots of open-ended materials again. This is really good for those children that aren't quite ready yet to get really messy and mucky. So it's quite inclusive for all children. And this down here is tapioca, and this has been really popular in settings recently. If you add water to it, again, the texture changes, but it's just a really simple mark making activity. So along here we've decided to just put some backing paper, and it's a nice large area for the children to make the mark. So we've got a variety of brushes and we've got some chalk, so you could add some paint, you can do anything here, and the children can, you know, stand up and make the marks themselves. They can use the hands, they can use the feet, and it's just at their level, making a gross motor movements really easy for them. This is the space at the moment to promote children being active. So in this space, we've got a large area here with lots of different things for children to throw. We've got little cones here that they can throw hoops over to promote that overarm movement and develop those physical skills. So children are actually supposed to have 180 minutes at least a day of time to be active. So we need to make sure we provide those spaces and opportunities for children to take part in those activities. So if you're a childminder setting, it might be that you spend time in your own garden, or you spend time at the local parks, just getting that 180 minutes of activity. So here we've got a little hoop where the children can kind of grab and swing and pull at these little ribbons on here, so we're getting that stretching up movement. And you'll notice as you're looking around that we've got lots of different books of a different variety, lots of different pictures, promoting lots of new vocabulary, you know, getting the practitioners to sit down at the children's level and have those special moments with them to be calm and to be quiet. So over in this section, we've got another little cozy space here. We've got the little persona dolls. Now these are a great resource for children that need that comfort, and they can share thoughts and feelings with those, and lots of little cushions and things to keep things nice and cozy for children. Some children like really enclosed spaces where they can rest and have that time for retreat, and also to disengage from the surroundings and have those moments of calm. And in this box here we've got a little it's called breathing teddies. So we ask each child to lay down and place a teddy on the chest, and then we get them to take deep breaths in and out and exhale slowly. So they can take the teddy on a gentle up and down ride, taking care it doesn't fall over. So this is a lovely little activity to do with children in your setting. So we've decided in this area of the room that we're going to put things on the floor again, promoting that low level approach for the children, and it also encourages the practitioners to get down to that low level with the children. So we've just got some really big food bags, and we've filled them with lots of different interesting objects. So these are lollipop sticks, there's some foil in here that makes that crinkly noise. So it's kind of hitting all the different senses for the children, because sensory play is really important for this age. And the idea behind this is that we want to help children explore and help them to manipulate objects. So between the ages of 1 and 2, children are developing the skills to manipulate different objects, and they're using the hands singly, and they're also learning to bring them together. So this is a great way of just bringing an activity to the floor and kind of promoting that manipulation of objects for the children.
Hello, I'm Catherine, and I'm going to be showing you the safeguarding area in the 0 to 3-year-old environment. Here we're focusing on the fragility of babies, and especially the baby's brain. So the main message here is to be gentle with babies, and especially for stressed parents, for them to still protect their baby. Don't get so anxious that they're physically being quite aggressive to the child. The messages here is ICON, which is an acronym for I is infants cry, C is for try to calm the baby, O is for it's okay to put the baby down, put the baby somewhere safe, give the baby to a partner, and it's okay to walk away and calm down if we feel stressed. And N is for never ever shake the baby. All of these resources that we see on the board here can be accessed from Lancashire Safeguarding website. The web address is here. It is the Children's Safeguarding Assurance Partnership, so anyone can access these resources and may be useful to have in your environment, especially for maybe new parents, parents who are on their own, parents who are saying they've got a cryy baby, they haven't slept for a few nights. You can reinforce them that there is support out there, and that you're there to enable them to meet the baby's needs and just to be calm. So here we have the mother and we have the father of the baby as well there, and they are feeling quite stressed. Some of the writing underneath on the white tabs depicts how they may be feeling, so feeling quite anxious, feeling stressed, the baby won't stop crying, etc, etc. And these could be parents that you meet each day in your setting. They may tell you that the baby's not sleeping, that they feel quite anxious, etc. So anything that you can provide early doors before things get to a crisis point, or a baby perhaps is injured, is all for the good. That's all part of the early help strategy. The points on the yellow tabs are the voice of the little baby, really, all the things that they may need to keep them safe. So loud noises make the baby jump. I'm not crying on purpose to annoy you. All of these kind of things are perhaps points that you can reassure parents with, and let them know that this is the baby's only way to communicate.
My name's Judith, I'm one of the early years consultants, and we're going to take you on a quick tour of the environment for 3 to 6 year olds before focusing in on each of the areas. So Kathy and I are going to do a quick walk around, looking at the spaces and explaining why things are set up as they are. We also want to say that as we look around, we do make changes regularly, with the idea that over the year the environments will evolve according to the learning needs and interests of your children. Initially, at this time of year, we are likely to be focusing on the children's emotional needs, what they know and what they need to know, and what we can provide to support them. So our learning environments are currently set up with a focus on PSED, communication and language, and supporting physical skills. Many practitioners start the day with a self-registration and key person time. Self-registration is a routine that can promote learning, such as recognising names, mark making, or signing their own names on a long roll of paper. Mathematical learning can also be promoted. Children can place their name cards against number lines and talk about how many children are here today, how many children are we waiting for. And it is suggested that each key person has their own station where children can self-register, share their special news, and talk about the learning that could happen each day. Verbally, you can help the children plan their day and afterwards review and celebrate their play and achievements. it's important that role play is familiar to the children, and we often start with a domestic role play area. The more realistic and authentic the role play provision is, the better it is for the children, as this improves the quality of the children's play. If real items and real food are included, we find that children's play is more purposeful. This is an area where we provide opportunities for reading. The books are carefully selected with the children's stages of development, ages, and interests in mind. The layout has been enclosed to support engagement in reading, and we have also provided other opportunities for writing and to accompany the stories with musical instruments. And part of our role is to increase children's access to books that reflect the world in which they live. A rich and diverse spread of literacy in our settings will ensure that we don't put our children at a disadvantage and give them a narrow perspective of the world. Here we see a broad range of tools for writing. These are organised so they can be self-selected, and the labels encourage independence when tidying away, and opportunities to make marks on a large scale on the floor. This may encourage some children to have a go and make cooperatively. The 3-part number line is interactive, accessible because it's at a child's height, and encourages exploration of number to 10 and beyond. Here we see opportunities for 2- and 3-dimensional exploration of media and materials. The idea is that children can self-select and explore aspects of painting, printing, joining and combining materials. The Colour Monster book is a useful book to explore children's emotional literacy and support their self-regulation. And here we can see a range of resources that the children can interact with and talk about in terms of their feelings. Here we have the construction and small world experiences. These are co-located to support children's creativity and imagination. The idea being they can create structures to include their characters and build their world from their imagination. This area can be enhanced with familiar tales or focus stories, and this can support the development of vocabulary. The open-ended blocks enable children to use their imagination in a variety of ways. You will see that they are all shapes and sizes, which supports the development of more mathematical vocabulary, and they are extremely creative and versatile. Malleable experiences can be provided in this area, and there are a range of tools and resources focusing on pattern making and mathematical development. These can be self-selected and used and combined in this area. Exploring in the sand and water enables children to try out ideas and develop problem-solving skills. They can pose questions and use mathematical language independently or with others in activities where a specific result or answer is not expected. Child-led provision empowers children to set challenges for themselves and develop their understanding by experimenting with materials in different ways. This will enable them to develop a deepened understanding of a wide range of concepts and build their self-confidence as mathematicians. With appropriate resources and sensitive adult intervention, children can simply enjoy exploring materials in the sand and water, develop an understanding of concepts such as colour, size, shape, position, measurement, capacity and weight. They can sort, match, order and sequence, and practice and test out ideas. And all along they can work with others to plan, share, discuss and enjoy. Children are encouraged to self-select their crockery and pour their own drinks. Practitioners can teach children to become increasingly independent and give clear and consistent messages around healthy choices. Snack time provides an excellent time for discussion and communication and can really help to build those relationships with children in the early part of the year. Welcome to the outdoor learning environment. We're going to continue our tour and Kathy and I are going to take you round again. It is always worth a visit to the centre as the outdoor environment changes regularly. We are currently stood in the transition space, and this is where certain things can be stored that can be transported outdoors. We've recently changed a few things in our outdoor area, so if you've not been for a while, then you will notice some changes. What you can see here, we have enhancements linked to our mud kitchen, our newly refurbished woodwork area, and the music area. There's a strong emphasis on outdoor learning here at the centre. We have created a range of specific areas and enhancements with learning intentions in mind. We need to make sure it is as open-ended as possible, because open-ended materials support creativity, imagination and problem solving. We have sourced the materials ourselves, and the materials are reclaimed and repurposed with the intention that the ideas can be easily replicated. We're going to start with our open-ended water materials. These include lots of repurposed items such as crates, guttering and tubes. And the idea is that we can experiment with the movement of water from one place to another, as this is very challenging and rewarding for children. These are our open-ended construction materials, including crates, wheels and other reclaimed items, and these can also be used imaginatively to create structures following the child's agenda. Like I said earlier, all of these have been sourced from a range of places, and we have been quite creative in our approach to gathering and asking for donations from various places over the years. Here you can see on this very autumny day, we've moved our outdoor kitchen to this larger space, and we have extended the range of materials on offer. With the addition of this unit at the back here, kindly made by a husband of one of the team members from Pallets. So hopefully this gives an idea of what can be done on a very limited budget. We've tried to think about the range of learning opportunities available with resources to support practical exploration. For example, the collections of natural resources that support mathematical opportunities. also have a newly relocated and developed fairy garden. There are a range of open-ended materials on offer which can be used and combined to support imagination and to tune into children's fascinations. The idea would be that the practitioner would carefully observe the children without interfering too much in their play, and to extend and sustain their thinking. This is the den making area. It includes a range of materials such as crates, branches, cable reels and tubes. You will also be able to see a range of materials available and fixings. These can be stored in an accessible way, hopefully nearby to the area, and these should be accessible for children. So you'll see here our storage shed, which has been organised in an accessible way with clear labels. This is the open-ended small world area that includes natural open-ended materials. Children can be encouraged to use and combine the materials and make up their own stories. The story prompts are there to remind practitioners and children of story structure. The idea is that children would self-select their own choice of small world. There are a good range stored in the shed, or you could make your own, like you see here. This is the woodwork area. We have been very fortunate to receive a donation of a woodwork bench and other resources from Muddy Faces. When engaging in woodwork, we should think about progression of skills, starting with something very simple, such as whittling with potato peelers, or hammering golf tees into some softer vegetables such as pumpkins or gourds. And when we undertake woodwork, we must risk assess and consider safe ratios. This is the music area, where reclaimed items have been gathered and attached to a pallet and trellis. Other items, such as larger pans, bins and buckets, make up the percussion section, and beaters have been made to use as enhancements for the area. This is the performance space, so children can accompany performances that take place, encouraging children to engage in imaginative and creative opportunities. This is our repositioned under two space, which includes a pallet den, some challenging physical opportunities, a bug hotel, and a range of exploratory opportunities and experiences.
We hope you enjoyed this video tour of the Early Years Professional Development Centre. We look forward to seeing you here in person soon. If you'd like more information on the training courses we offer, as well as our publication, please visit our website www.lancashire.gov.uk/early years support. Thank you for watching.